What about this? King Noah, not King Noah, uh, Prophet Noah, Boat Noah. He was told to gather up seed of every kind, two of every animal, that kind of thing, right? And it's like, oh, well, how could he build a boat big enough to contain all that in the entire universe, right? Well, if you go visit the Ark that's supposedly, and I think accurately, to scale, that's a pretty dang big boat. That's pretty cool. You can actually go see it. When you see it in the scale, it's like, okay, well, that's pretty big. It's like, you know, and it's like realistic. It's not like, oh, just some kind of thing. It's like, okay, well, that is. But also, what about this? Maybe he's not gathering up seed of every kind. Maybe, well, I mean, he is. He's getting a variety of seeds. But humans have been doing cultivation and stuff for a long time. And when you have cultivated plants and animals to be more edible or just better, you know, we've all seen the Facebook things like, oh, what a banana really looks like in the wild. And it's like this little lump full of seeds and it looks really like bitter. And, you know, like a green banana has that chalky taste. It looks like it's going to taste like that. Like maybe slightly sweet. I don't know. But humans have been kind of picking and choosing selective breeding for so long that we have some plants and animals that we like to keep around. You know, they're really pretty beneficial to our survival, pretty crucial to our survival as it is anyway. So anyway, I think what if, so a lot of people are saying now, I will say a lot of people say the flood was a literal flood covered the whole earth. Okay, that could be. And it really could be the earth is actually flat and actually there's like a drain and it really did just cover the whole thing and then it drained away. Who knows? But even the idea that a flood like severely wrecked his part of the world, that's hugely plausible, right? Like, I don't know. But and maybe he didn't take literally every, and maybe things adapt. So maybe he did take literally everything, and the reason we have such variety is because things are adaptable, and we believe that in science. We believe that adaptation happens. So like, that could be. But also, I'm thinking when it's like plants and animal of every kind, I'm thinking cultivated stuff. I'm thinking we don't want to have to go reinvent the wheat of the grain wheat. We don't want to have to go reinvent the sheep. We don't want to go reinventing the cow. We just want to have these things for sure. Because these things are super good. I don't know. So I've thought of it both ways. The literal flood, if you ever have a chance to go visit the Ark, I believe it's in Ohio. It's so good. It's so good. It's so cool. And the Creation Museum next to it. It's cool. And the literal model makes some sense. I mean, I already believe reality isn't what we think it is. And I think if our consciousnesses were focusing slightly different on something else, then we would be seeing the world drastically different. And who knows what the possibilities are. We're likely not viewing the world the same as they did in the days of Noah. So who knows? And who knows what that was actually like. But you know what I want sometimes are the stories of other cultures. You know, in the days of such and such, but they didn't have as good of writing or whatever. Technology for preserving stories. So is it possible that Noah did build a boat really as big as what is at the ark? Like, if you see it, it's like, yeah, that's pretty big. Did he build something like that? And did he literally get every tree, every seed, every two of every animal? Did he get two of every cultivated animal and maybe a few of the extra ones or something? I don't know. When you say every animal, like, I think if you grew up in your part of the world and you didn't have a lot of like internet or traveling or books, like, you just look around, every animal, it's not that many animals. I mean, well, it's quite a bit. But maybe you're not being like microscopic or like, I mean, you're just getting the main ones. I don't know. Could be. And it doesn't really matter except in the context of thinking about, at least for me, I like to think about the cultivated foods and how important the cultivated foods for them must have been for just survival. Gathering up the food storage, the cultivated food. It's like, to me, the Noah story is more like, get what you need to survive. Like, they're not really interested in preserving the diversity of the planet as much. That's what I don't see, at least. They're more interested in like, can we survive for the next 2 years? And the animals they'd need, to survive. I don't know. Maybe they were interested a little bit in the diversity. So I really don't know. It does say every animal. I don't know. I was just thinking, in terms of practicality and how a lot of times the older stuff, the ancient people were more practical than like sentimental. And I also think that's the case with children too, being more practical than sentimental, and their understanding of God and our understanding of God, and are we as a culture understanding like the world in this new way, almost like a sentimentality, or of like each child is so above and beyond precious. And I don't know if they viewed people like that back then. I think it was like, well, you have a shot, you have it, but you might not make it. Most of you don't. Kind of thing. I don't know. It definitely seems like we live in a society of luxury. We have the luxury of I don't know, loving our kids, getting to be attached, because that'd be pretty painful historically. I wonder if parents just were less attached because, I mean, that's just, I don't know. It's just life. Maybe the 50s was kind of the turning point of when luxury became a place where parents could start to really get attached to their children.